Hey guys, and welcome back to Love Ribbon. I'm of course the Leviathan, and welcome back to this awesome game. Where we last left off, our friend here, Iris, whatever you pronounce her name, just got a new apartment. She's, going to school. She met her long-lost sister. There's tension between them of all sorts, and now we are trying to win her over, but doesn't seem to be working. So where we last left off, we were actually going to look into her room. We probably have a decision to make after this, but let's see where it goes. I could look in her room. I'm the only one home at the moment, and it's not like it would be locked. No, it's wrong to do that. I can't. But it might give some clue to where she's been going during the day. What if she's doing something really shady? In spite of my misgivings, I soon find myself standing in front of Zoey's bedroom door. I place my hand on the doorknob, hesitating. I really shouldn't do this, really. But after what happened yesterday, I think Zoey has lost the right to complain about me being rude, not showing up to school, and then letting me get the flack for her cutting class. Twist a nod with a feeling of unease and push the door open. Oh, so I guess I don't have a choice. Nice room. Doesn't look like she decorated at all in here. Even the blankets are so plain looking. Not sure when Zoey will be back, so it's best to do this quickly. Desk with the laptop. It's a cheap desk devoid of anything personal. Zoey's class schedule is inside the bin on the top of it. Beside that is the laptop. My fingers reach out before I can fully think about what I'm doing. With the brush of my tips against the touchpad, the laptop powers on. Oh, it's locked. For the best, seriously snooping around in Zoey's computer? This is already bad enough on my part. I should have limits. I don't see anything in here. I feel really bad now. Why am I even doing this? As I turn to leave, something on the table catches my eye. Colorful papers are sticking out from underneath Zoey's textbooks on the table. Is it a class handout? I've already come this far. Might as well. I pick up one of the sheets. It's a glossy flyer. Doors Tap. Monday night specials. Live music show featuring local talent. I glance over the other papers. Club Life, Whiskey Row, Entropy Club. What? Why does she have flyers for bars? What the heck is this? It looks like she has a lot of them too. And one of them is even circled with marker around the date. My head is spinning. Is this what Zoey's been doing the last few nights? Going out to bars? Click. Horrified, I spin to face the door. It's opening. Zoey is back. Uh-oh. Roughly, I shove the flyers under the books. When I straighten, I find Zoey staring at me, her eyes wide. The shocked expression doesn't last long, however, as her eyes narrow to crucial levels. What are you doing in my room? Your room? I echo her stupidly. Oh, right, I was going to see if you wanted to watch TV. If it was even possible, Zoey's eyes somehow narrow further. Why? I knot my hand in my bottom hem of my sweater, trying to keep my voice from sounding like a tightrope. Something good might be on? Zoey turns me around first and presses her palms flat against my back. She pushes me from her room as I weakly protest. We don't even have to watch TV. We could study or something, I mean. Good night, Iris. She practically hisses at me as she rushingly closes the door in my face. I jump at the sound of it slamming. Phew, that was too close for comfort. But those flyers, I definitely saw something weird in there. Zoe isn't a bad girl, is she? Maybe she is. Forgot that, well, working at a bar and such, In different countries, it's not 21, it's 18. The next morning, Zoey isn't any friendlier. I mean, that's normal, we didn't talk much before, but this time, the silence is heavy. Whenever I so much as move a finger, Zoey's eyes cut toward me with a distrustful and menacing glare. It's excruciatingly awkward to eat my breakfast. Zoey pushes her plate away when she finishes her meal. Oh, I can clean that up for you. If you think you can forget about me snooping around through my room then by being nice, forget it. I flinch at her biting remark. Arg. I wish I hadn't looked in her room now. I couldn't possibly ask for her about her flyers either. Zoey turns her nose up at me, getting up out of her seat and swiftly depositing the plate in the sink. Are you leaving? With a final parting glare, Zoey leaves through the front door. The cold surface of the dining room table collides with my head as I drop onto it. I've really made a mess of things. After waiting a good 3 minutes so that Zoey can't glare at me for following her, I finally leave the apartment and make my way to school. I'm more than a little anxious as calculus approaches. Sitting through another round of sharp glares for my younger sister isn't exactly on top of my list of fun. The situation resolves itself because... Zoey White? Miss White? He's absent again? She Teacher twists her mouth disapprovingly and shoots me a look before going back to attendance. I sink down into my chair. Why am I getting blamed for her ditching class? Though, even I'm starting to feel to get worried. Once school is over, I head out of the front. Man, I can't read today. Once school is over, I head out of the front entrance. I'm about to head home when I see a familiar tall figure walking away from the school gate. My mouth clamps shut as she rapidly heads out of view. What the? Zoey isn't going the way home. In fact, she's walking the complete opposite direction. Why is she going that way? And what's more, if she was at school, why wasn't she in calculus? This is my chance to find out where she goes all day. I don't want to assume the worst about Zoey, but why on earth would she have those flyers in her room? She isn't meeting people at those bars, right? She isn't meeting men. Well, maybe. After a quick mental battle, my feet take off after Zoey. Ooh, pretty. Phew, following people isn't easy. I've almost lost sight of her how many times now? And just by walking through the park, if I didn't know any better, I'd say she was intentionally trying to make following her impossible. Oh. Zoey zips down a path to the right, breaking out in a dash. I round the corner after her. Ack! My foot gets stuck on a stray branch in the path. Grumpily, I pull a twig out of my sock. This is not my forte. Quietly, I sneak over to the path again, now devoid of anyone. Oh no, I lost her. Did she be following her? How could she not? Ugh. Besides, I'm being totally unfair. This could be a huge coincidence. Ah! Out of reflex, I spin behind a tree. Zoey has stepped out of a nearby bathroom, now fully changed into her casual clothing, also carrying a huge black bag over her shoulder. What's going on? She changed her clothes in a park bathroom? Zoey is moving swiftly through the park now and making her way for the exit, going towards the station. My fallback plan was to claim I was enjoying a stroll in the park if she saw me, but if she's getting on the subway, there's no way I can pretend that I'm not following her. Can't turn back now. I have to see what she's up to. I was barely able to get off at the same stop as Zoey, and now I've lost her altogether. I nervously glanced at my surroundings, as the strange place Zoey had gotten off the subway for. This place is really scary. There's nothing but bars around here. I can't even imagine what this place looks like at night, later at night. Standing around in my school uniform, I really stick out like a sore thumb. I guess I should feel lucky it's not busy. But where did Zoey go? Wait, the name on the flyer that was circled, was that tonight? Entropy Club? Which, to my luck, happens to be right in front of me. Step towards the Entropy Club. The barred doors and blackened windows don't allow a single glimpse of what's inside. It's a strip club, isn't it? $20 says it's a strip club. The only indication that it's actually open for business is the music and the smell. Something so off limits about this place, this entire street really, something that screams, you don't belong here. I must be insane. I followed my sister, snooped in her room, and now I'm about to go into a seedy bar looking for her? But I've come too far to just give up. I'll duck in, look for Zoey, and then get out before anyone says anything. Ugh, now I'm muttering myself in this dingy place. Let's get this over with. Maybe it's not. The smell of acrid cigarette smoke overwhelms my senses as soon as I enter the bar. I resist the urge to pull my shirt up over my nose. It's so dark in here that my eyes have to adjust before I can begin to find my way around. Everyone is either facing away from the door watching the stage. The bar is in a location further in, so I'm able to slip in unnoticed. I hug the back wall, scanning the bar for signs of Zoey when I see... Oh, she's a musician. No way. Is that Zoey? Oh man, that's a nice looking guitar she has there too, even though it's upside down. My eyes go wide as I see her on stage, guitar in hand, softly singing in the microphone and playing while doing so. No way. Rooted in place, I quietly listen as her song washes over the bar. Can't believe this beautiful song is coming from the same girl who seems to have a permanent scowl on her face. Zoey's smooth fingers glide along the guitar strings, playing it with a clearly practiced hand. Her voice is so warm, so soothing, that the bar and its few inhabitants fade around me. The lyrics ease along in tandem with the strumming of her guitar. Her harsh clothing is such a contrast to the gentleness of the song, that in a strange way it almost makes it sweeter. Continue to listen, enraptured, as the girl I learned was my little sister only a few days ago captivates the small audience with her singing. Until all too soon, the song tapers off. My surroundings rebound to reality as Zoey preps for the next song. So Zoey comes to these places to sing. How could I be so stupid? I jumped to so many conclusions about Zoey, and none of them were good. Guilt stabs into me. I timidly remove my eyes from the girl on stage. I'm the worst. No wonder she doesn't like me. Hey, little lady. Huh? I look up, now aware that someone is addressing me. A man is next to me by the wall, leaning in towards me. How long has he been there? You're a little young to be in this place, you know, the uniform, or is that your kink? Ish, his breath smells of alcohol. I hold back a gag as he advances closer, now leaving me on the wall with his arm. Can I get you a drink? If you're not legal, I don't mind buying. What a creep. No, thank you. The man leans even in more as I take a step back. Trapped between him and the corner between the wall and a large table, my heart starts to pound in my chest. Geez, relax, I'm obviously trying to do something nice for you. Flinches, a man's voice raises. My eyes dart around for an exit. He's got me pinned back here. Please leave me alone. Chill out, I'm just offering you a drink. The man sneers at me but doesn't move away. In fact, he's moving even closer. $20 says, Zoey saves the day. You're the one dressed like that in a bar. What do you think guys are gonna do, huh? On the verge of tears, I look down at my feet. I hear the man chuckle. Come on, just one drink. The man stumbles and harshly grabs my arm as he almost trips. Ah! Shut my eyes tight as I almost fall. The man's grip is like a vice on my wrist as he tries to steady himself. Why did I come here? Why did I follow Zoey to this place? Is this what I deserve for thinking the worst of Zoey? Please just leave me alone. Get the hell away from her. My eyes shoot open as a voice shouts through the suddenly very quiet bar, so that I finally register the lack of music. Up on the stage, Zoey is now standing up, looking right at us. Her eyes are dangerously focused, and her chest heaves in and out at a rapid pace. Zoey? What? I said get away from her. What? What the hell? I was just talking to her. Zoey unhooks her guitar from the amp, resulting in an ear-stinging pitch throughout the bar. I'm warning you. Zoey grips her guitar like a bat as she hops off the stage, quickly advancing towards us. Now every eye in the bar is turned towards us, watching the spectacle. The man stumbles back as Zoey is almost on us. Whatever, crazy bitch. The man retreats, mumbling obscenities and throwing his arms into the air. What in blazes are you doing? A short, red-faced man in a vest storms over. He's glaring daggers at Zoey, who stares back. Getting off stage and harassing my customers? Are you mental? I took a leap of faith letting you in here. I want you gone, now. Ugh, whatever, this place blows. Let's go, Iris. Not daring to speak a word, I follow Zoey out of the bar. The squat man voices the outrage at us the entire trek out. Once we're a short ways away from the bar, Zoey stops, turning to face me. My heart is pounding so fast from the encounter that I started to shake a little. Are you okay? I'm fine, I'm just not used to that. Probably a good thing that you're not. Now then, why are you following me, Iris? Zoey puts a hand on her hip, twisting her mouth into a scowl. I look away, not able to meet her accusatory gaze. Can't read. I don't want to lie to her because there's a coincidence that I'm in this part of town and, you know, a place where I shouldn't be, you know. I gotta be truthful. You were acting so suspicious. You were coming home late and then I found flyers for bars in your room. So you really were snooping around in my room. I was really worried. You've been missing classes and I wasn't sure if you'd gotten mixed up into something dangerous or not. But I'm the one who was in the wrong. I made some really bad assumptions about you. I'm really sorry. Hang my head, I don't know what else to say. Zoey probably really hates me now, and with good reason. I'm sorry I worried you. You are? I guess it did look suspicious coming out here. It's an understatement, but I'm not going to push it, Zoey shrugs. Truth be told, I'm not even sure what I'm doing. You're not? Zoey shakes her head and looks around. Listen, how about we get out of this place? I nod in agreement. I lag behind Zoey as we walk, my eyes downcast. Zoey has changed back into her uniform in the school bathroom, or the park bathroom, stating that the smell of cigarette smoke sticking to her other clothes was making her feel sick. Can't help but let out a heavy sigh. The day's events really wore me out. Guess that's to be expected. It's been a roller coaster of emotions all day. Here, you should sit down. Zoey leads me to a bench. I'm not physically tired, but I comply. Sitting on a bench doesn't sound so bad. Oh, it's like my thumbnail. To my surprise, Zoey sits down next to me too. Sorry I got you in trouble with that guy. You didn't get me in trouble. If I hadn't been there, that guy would have made you leave. Manager? That guy was a creep anyway. We sit in silence for a while where I collect my thoughts. Weirdly, the one on the forefront of my mind isn't having to prowl through strange bars or that weird guy. Instead, the amazing feeling of seeing Zoey up on stage. Why are you smiling like that? You're weirding me out. Just so happy. I only get to sit and talk to you like this, and on top of that, I find out you're an amazing singer. What? I'm not. I only sing because I couldn't get a gig by just doing guitar. I was really surprised. Your voice is so beautiful. Stop complimenting me. Embarrassing. Zoey rubs the back of her neck, staring off into the park. Seems like she's going to say something, but then stops, furrowing her brows. Then she moves to rise off the bench. Instinctively, I grab her wrist. Can we stay like this a little while longer? If we go back to the apartment, you're not going to hate me again, are you? Look, I don't hate you. Zoey stiffly crosses her arms, giving me a weak excuse. Despite trying my best not to, I feel a scowl creeping up on my face. I don't, when I first learned about you and your life, you seemed like some totally pampered girl. It's not your fault. I feel stupid for even being mad now. Zoey trails off, looking anywhere but my general direction. After a long silence, it seems Zoey isn't going to say anything more. I decide to assure her. Well, now we can put it all behind us. But you know, you really shouldn't be going to places like that. I need to make money. Oh, money? What for? Zoey gestures to her guitar, which is leaning against a bench in the grass. I left all my equipment at school when I came here. I need money to buy good stuff, but more importantly, it'll get rusty if I don't play. But if I did a few free shows, the other owner might overlook my age and pay me, but obviously that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. Don't be. It's not a huge loss. But playing in bars? I thought it would be a good idea to play and make some money. You could have just told me. But you really accepted that I wanted to play in bars for money? I didn't want to risk you crying to Dad. I would have accepted that you wanted to play, Zoey. There's got to be better ways to do it. Your school doesn't have a music department for anything that's not classical. I also don't want to disturb people in our apartment by practicing there either. There's got to be a better way than this. If I wanted to, I could fall in with some kids who are just doing it as a hobby, but that doesn't really solve my money problem. And I have nowhere to earn legitimately because I'm not old enough. I just blew my shot with the one seedy guy enough to let me play. I'll have to waste the next 2 years just doing nothing. Lily was so stressed out that she'd go to these lengths. Making up my mind, I turned to face Zoey. Zoey, I'll help you. You will? Of course, what are sisters for, after all? Zoey stares at me, at a loss for words. I can't help but chuckle at how silly she's being. Of course I'll help her. We can start up a club at school. Maybe I can join too, as a manager or something. It'll be so much fun. You'll let me use your name on applications? Huh? Oh, thank you, Iris. I'm so sorry I judged you. Before I can protest, Zoey gives me the most radiant smile I've ever seen. Then if I couldn't get any more amazing, Zoey wraps her arms around me in a hug. Applications? You can only play in most of these places if you're old enough. With your name, I'll be able to pass the background screening. No problem. Might even be able to get in with a band. That would be serious good luck. Zoey mutters her future plans as I wait for my head to stop spinning from the contact of her warm, gentle hug. Am I really this starved for affection? More importantly, what did I just agree to? Oh, Mr. Made Up. I pack my books and stationery as the final bell rings. School is over at last. I rise to my feet and head towards the door, hoping to catch Zoey before she leaves. Just as I begin to walk away from my desk, however, someone blocks my path. Iris, do you have a minute? Oh, of course. I walk to the side and allow my other classmates to pass. Once it's just my teacher and I, he begins to talk. Iris, I want to talk to you about your score on the chemistry test from the other day. You do? I do, and going by the look on your face, I know exactly what I'm about to say. I grimace as I think about how badly I must have performed on that test. Between moving out and moving in with my sudden appeared younger sister, that man was anywhere but on the exam. Iris, need I remind you are one of the top candidates for Lillian's prestigious scholarship? You can't afford to let your marks fall. Your eligibility is entirely dependent on your grades. I realize that, I really do, but But what? You have more important things to do? This is your future we're talking about. Whatever's going on in your life, you can't afford to throw this opportunity away. If you continue to do poorly, you will have your scholarship revoked. Don't forget that. Before I can respond, my teacher walks off, leaving me alone to reflect on what he said. I really did that badly, huh? I was worried that my home situation might affect my grades, but I didn't think it would be that bad. I need to do something about this. Grab my belongings and turn and head towards the door once more. What a jerk. I'm glad he doesn't teach my class. No, he's not a... Whoa, Zoey, when did you get here? About the time that good-for-nothing started laying into you. Who does he think he is, anyway? So your marks slipped a whittle. There's no reason to get bent out of shape. No, it might be hard to hear, but he was right. I am eligible for a scholarship that this school provides. If I don't keep my grades perfect, it could go to someone else. He just cares about my future, that's all. You say so. Anyway, forgot about that. Were you waiting here for me? Waiting for you? Well, you usually go right home after school, right? Could it be that you actually wanted to walk your big sister home? Don't get too full of yourself. I quit with the big sister thing. I just happened to be passing by when I saw you being lectured. That's all. Oh, I see. I let out a deep sigh. I guess you're right. I shouldn't get so full of myself. My grades are dropping. My home life has warped beyond control, and my own sister hates me. I have no reason to feel proud of myself. My shoulders droop more and more as I speak. While I don't truly believe what I just said, I don't think it's far off from the mark either. This could very well be an important crossroads in my life. Oh, come on, you don't have it that bad. It was only one test, wasn't it? It's not like I really hate you or anything. I shake my head. It's okay, Zoey, you don't need to comfort me. What I should be doing right now is studying, not fishing for sympathy. Going to head home. I'll understand if you want to go to a different way than me. I push past Zoey and head towards the door once more. Once we leave school, Zoey and I continue to walk together, or as close to together as two of us seem to get. Zoey walks a few steps behind me, far enough that we could be strangers, but not so far that we might get separated. When I stop, she stops, and when I continue, she does she. So does she. What is Zoey today? A lost puppy or a stalker? I slow to a halt. Say, Zoey. Yes? How long are you going to keep on following me like this? I'm not following you. We do happen to be in the same building, remember? Oh. I started walking once again. Once we reach an intersection, I begin to take a left turn. Where should I have taken a right? You still don't remember the way back? You're supposed to go right. I'm not going straight home, okay? Let's see. Keep walking the path from our home, leaving Zoey at the intersection alone. First, she just stands there, watching me walk away. After a few seconds, however, I hear her footsteps creeping up behind me. I thought you said you weren't following me. I'm not, I just happen to be making a detour on my way home, too. Whatever you say. Well, I'm going this way, so... I like smoothies. Huh? Smoothies. I like them. Okay. There's a place around here that sells them, right? Will you take me? I turn around to face Zoey. As always, she looks dead serious. There's an ounce of joy or compassion in her voice or on her face. Despite that, I can't help but think back to our first meeting. You mean, because I invited you before? Don't misunderstand, I just feel like a smoothie. Will you take me or not? I stare at Zoey blankly. While her words are as cold as ever, I dared to think that she might be inviting me out. In her own way, that is. Okay. I mean, yeah, I'll definitely take you. Great. Zoey turns around and walks towards our home, which is in the same direction as the smoothie and ice cream store I had in mind. Hey, wait. You know where it is. Why do you need an escort? Zoey says nothing and continues walking. As soon as we reach the ice cream store, we place our orders. After my indecisiveness or whether I wanted an ice cream or a smoothie, Zoey insists we order both. Thanks to the ease involved in serving ice cream and blending smoothies, our orders are ready shortly after we arrived. Ooh, that looks good. I indicate Zoey's ice cream in a paper cup, which looks delicious. I'll have to try the chocolate next time. It is. Nothing beats chocolate ice cream. I didn't pick you for a sweet tooth. There's no human being alive who does not like chocolate. I can't argue with that. I take a bite of my strawberry ice cream, then wash it down with my shake, mixed berry flavored. What about you? Do you like fruity flavors that much? You could say that. Honestly, I love sweets of all kinds. Berry, chocolate, banana, it's all great. Well, you do look the type. Yeah, wait, what's that supposed to mean? Nothing. Zoey casually takes a sip of her chocolate smoothie. Fine then, if that's how you're going to be, I won't let you try any of mine. That's a good thing I don't want any. True to her words, Zoey shows no interest in trying out my order, or sharing any of hers for that matter. Still, if you tell me I can't have any, that kind of makes me want some. Without warning, Zoey reaches across and scoops up a spoonful of my ice cream. Hey, I just said you can't have any. Haha. Zoey reaches across once more, this time taking a sip of my smoothie. Not bad. Thief, not only my ice cream, but my smoothie too? Fine then, if that's how it's gonna be. I grab Zoey's smoothie and bring it to my mouth. Zoey doesn't stop me. Even with her smoothie an inch away from my lips, she doesn't move a muscle. What's wrong? Aren't you gonna make us even? That was my intention. And I look at the smoothie in my hands. It dawns on me that Zoey has been drinking from this. If I went through with my plan, we'd be sharing an indirect... Who thinks that? Like, never mind. I'm not gonna question it. We'll be sharing an indirect kiss. Zoey already drank from my smoothie and used her own spoon, which she had been in her mouth, and to eat some of my ice cream, obviously that thought didn't bother her. Wait, of course it didn't. We're sisters. It's not like this is weird or anything. I hesitantly take a sip. Do you like it? Yeah, it tastes, chocolatey. Duh. Zoey takes her smoothie back and immediately drinks from it. Definitely thinking about this too much. Is this the first time you've been to an ice cream parlor with someone before? Come to think of it, yeah it is. Dad was too busy with his job and usually didn't have time for stuff like this. Spent most of my free time in after-school lessons or extracurricular activities. My friends were bitter that I never went out with them, but I'd say I made the right choice. School comes first, right? For the first time since we met up after school, Zoey's expression changed noticeably. She looked surprised to hear what I have to say, perhaps even shocked. So that's how it was. I love Dad and all, but it was pretty lonely, you know what I mean? What am I saying? Your position is probably worse. In fact, now that you've left behind everyone you know and no care overseas, you're probably the one who should be complaining, not me. No, it's not that bad. Zoey looks sad for a moment, without either one of us realizing it. The topic has grown rather heavy. Back to her usual serious expression, Zoey's words are the only indicator of her sadness. Like me, she is thrown around due to the circumstances of our parents. But in her case, Zoey has come to this foreign school without her mother, hardly a parallel in my own situation. I smile and take a scoop of Zoey's ice cream. Apology accepted. Thank you, Iris. Why don't we just put this all behind us and start over? What do you say? Yeah, I'd like that. Zoey returns my words with a soft smile. Matches her cool yet beautiful face perfectly. And for the first time since we reunited, I feel as though I may be able to become friends with her after all. Hopefully. Well, I want ice cream. I slump down on my desk as the first class for the day comes to an end. It pains me to think about, but my day has just begun, and there are many more agonizing hours to go. My only solace comes in the form of calculus class, which is shared with my little sister Zoey. Since our encounter the other day, the two of us have been getting along much better, and I'm honestly looking forward to spending some more class time with her. Assuming she shows up, of course. Alright, simmer down for a second. I'll be stepping out for a bit, so class will start a few minutes late. When I get back, I expect to see you all in your seats and waiting for my return. Got that? Yes. As the time for our next class draws near, our teacher steps back out of the classroom and heads down the hallway. At the same time, his presence is replaced by that of a far more attractive and calming individual. Zoey! That's my name. Zoey enters the classroom and walks right over to my seat. I can't tell, am I early or late? I thought I was right on time, but then the teacher walks straight out. Oh, he said he had to go do something for a few minutes. He'll be back soon. Fair enough. Zoey takes her seat, and as I begin to begins to move her books from her bag. The moment Zoey does, our teacher walks back into the room. Zoey and I turn around to face in front of the room, finishing our class preparation in silence. After class, I see Zoey waiting for me in the hall while I collect my books. I can't help but smile. Even if you were late, I'm glad to see you're attending class again. Hey, I didn't skip that many classes. Besides, I'm a busy person. Sometimes class is the least of my worries. Alright, I forgot that you're the queen of the double life. Zoey rolls her eyes. Mock me all you want right now. I'm killing it. Killing it? Killing what? And what do you mean? Do you mean that figuratively? You do mean that figuratively, don't you? Zoey smirks and pulls out a flyer. Take the flyer from Zoey and give it a once-over. Playing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night this week. Come to see the... Whoa, wait a minute. Is that what I think it is? You're looking at the enigmatic Iris, guitar extraordinaire. I see. So you landed a gig after all. What's more, you managed to find a band to play with, and so quickly, too. Of course. Did you ever doubt me? Not for a moment. You do have one question, though. Why the hell did you use my name instead of yours? I quickly cover my mouth as I realize that I'm shouting. Outburst earns a couple of giggles, but nothing worth worrying about. Had you forgotten already? I've been using your name on my applications. Too young to get any legit work. Or have you forgotten what happened last time? Don't remind me. Most of these places just rely on a background screening, so with your name, they'll see that I am old enough. I sigh and shake my head. Just promise me that it's a respectable establishment this time. It is. I guarantee it. In fact, you're welcome to come along and check it out for yourself if you don't believe me. No, it's okay. I trust you. Zoey stares at me blankly for a moment. You're welcome to come along and check out yourself if you don't believe me. I heard you the first time. I trust you. Alright. I stop mid-sentence as Zoey continues to begin to pout. It's at that moment that I realize what she's trying to ask me. Then again, I would be a pretty lousy sister if I didn't come to check out your first band performance. Besides, I can't help have you using my name while you hang out with all these seedy characters, you know? Zoey breathes a sigh of relief. Well, I guess I'll let you come with me. Just don't embarrass me, alright? Zoey speeds away to her next class, a happy bounce in her step. Zoey's first band show, huh? After school, but still before dinner, I hit the street with Zoey after returning home to change. We walked together to the venue at which she's set to play. Zoey's planning to meet up with the other band members just before the show begins so they can cover their plan for the night. Hehe. Oh, that's a really dumb-looking dress. Okay. Cut that out. You've been giggling since we left the house. It's creepy. Sorry, I can't help it. I'm just so happy to be invited to your show. It isn't my show, it's the band's show. I'm just filling in for their guitarist. More importantly, I didn't invite you, you just decided to follow me to the show. Right, my bad, hehe. Zoey sighs and averts her glazed gaze. Contrary to what she's saying, I know that she wants me to come with her. She's so nervous about playing at a new venue with a group of strangers, so who better to provide more moral support than a wonderful older sister? The first show will be a short one to see how I do. We should be back in time to eat dinner like usual. For the rest of the week I'll be coming back later, so don't wait up. Oh, alright. You think many of your gigs will run late? Probably. Most performances are scheduled during dinner time, so people get a show while they eat. I'm not going to take any work that runs too late, though. I won't be walking back home when it's pitch black outside. I feel a sense of relief at Zoey's words. While she would never admit to it, I'm quite sure she added that last part for my benefit. Anyway, we're almost there. It isn't a long walk from our place as long as you know how. Already? Whew, how did you land a gig so close to home? I only sent out applications to local bars and restaurants. I probably need to take work further away in the future, but for the time being, I should be fine working locally. That doesn't mean you should crash my shows, alright? Tonight's just an exception. Yes, whatever you say. Alrighty guys, I think this will be a good stopping point for today's episode. I'm glad that Zoey and Iris made up and starting to warm up to her and ice cream together, and things are kind of looking up, and I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen in the next episode, and I hope you guys are as well. But if you like the videos that I do and such, make sure you click the subscribe button that's somewhere around here, and along with any other videos that I have on the screen. But yeah, I have been the Leviathan, and this has been Love Ribbon, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys.